Nobody saw this coming. For years, Prince Harry defended Meghan Markle against every criticism, every headline, and every royal controversy. He walked away from the monarchy. He walked away from his royal duties. He even walked away from the country he once called home. But now, everything may have changed. According to explosive insider whispers circulating behind palace walls, Prince Harry has been desperately pushing for something that Meghan reportedly refuses to even discuss: a return to the United Kingdom. And if those reports are true, the argument that followed wasn't just another disagreement. It was a complete emotional meltdown. Sources claim Harry was left stunned after Meghan allegedly shut down his plans in a way nobody expected. What began as a private conversation reportedly spiraled into one of the most intense confrontations the couple has faced in years. Why is Harry suddenly so desperate to return? Why is Meghan refusing? And what shocking message allegedly surfaced after their latest dispute? The answers are creating panic among royal watchers across the world. Because behind the carefully staged smiles, behind the family photos, and behind the public appearances, some insiders believe a much bigger crisis is quietly unfolding. A crisis that could change Harry and Meghan's future forever. And trust me, what allegedly happened next is even more shocking. To understand why this alleged confrontation has sent shockwaves through royal circles, we need to go back to the beginning. Because according to many royal insiders, the seeds of this conflict were planted years ago. When Prince Harry first met Meghan Markle, the story looked like a modern fairy tale. A prince falls in love. A glamorous actress captures his heart. The world watches. The wedding becomes a global spectacle. Millions celebrate what appeared to be the start of a new chapter for the royal family. But behind the scenes, not everyone was celebrating. According to long-standing royal rumors, concerns existed from the very beginning. Some insiders allegedly worried that Harry and Meghan viewed their future very differently. Harry had spent his entire life surrounded by royal traditions. Meghan had spent years building an independent career and creating her own path. At first, those differences seemed manageable. Then, everything changed. Within just a few years, Harry and Meghan shocked the world by stepping away from royal duties and relocating to North America. The decision triggered one of the biggest royal controversies in modern history. Supporters praised them for seeking freedom. The critics accused them of abandoning responsibility. And suddenly, the couple found themselves at the center of an international media storm. But according to palace sources, the move wasn't just about escaping pressure. It was about building a completely different future. A future far away from royal expectations. A future where they could control their own image. A future where they could make their own decisions. For a while, that plan appeared to work. Major media deals followed. High-profile interviews dominated headlines. Their names remained among the most talked about in the world. But as the years passed, something unexpected reportedly began happening. The excitement started fading. Projects came and went. Public opinion became increasingly divided. And according to several commentators, Harry began looking back toward the life he had left behind. At first, the signs were subtle. Small comments during interviews, mentions of old friends, references to family traditions, stories about memories from his childhood. Most people ignored them, but some royal watchers didn't. They believed Harry was quietly struggling with something much deeper. Homesickness. Not for the institution, not for the titles, but for the place where he grew up. The place where his memories lived. The place where his mother was remembered. The place where he still had roots. Meanwhile, Meghan reportedly remained focused on building a future in California. And according to alleged insiders, that difference became impossible to ignore. One wanted stability in America. The other reportedly missed Britain more than anyone realized. At least, that's what the rumors suggested. Then came a series of reports claiming Harry had privately expressed interest in spending more time in the UK. Nothing dramatic, nothing official, just quiet whispers. But those whispers grew louder. Royal commentators began discussing them. Social media exploded with theories. And suddenly a dangerous question started circulating. What happens when a husband wants one future and a wife wants another? That question alone was enough to spark controversy. But according to reports now emerging from multiple sources, what happened recently may have transformed that question into a full-blown crisis. Because if the latest leaks are accurate, Harry's desire to reconnect with Britain didn't just create tension. It allegedly triggered a confrontation that neither side was prepared for. And what was supposedly said during that confrontation has left royal watchers completely stunned. Because the next twist changes everything. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. According to explosive reports circulating among royal commentators, what began as a routine discussion about future plans allegedly turned into one of the most emotional disputes Harry and Meghan have faced in years. The alleged confrontation reportedly began after Harry raised the possibility of spending significantly more time in the United Kingdom. At first, the conversation was supposedly calm, at least on the surface. But beneath that calm exterior, years of frustration may have already been building. Insiders claim Harry had become increasingly vocal about reconnecting with old friends, royal charities, and projects that remained deeply important to him. One source even claimed that Harry had been privately discussing ideas for spending extended periods in Britain during the coming year. Nothing official, nothing public, but enough to spark concern, especially when Meghan allegedly learned how serious he had become. According to one leaked account that quickly spread across social media, Meghan reportedly viewed the proposal as a step backward rather than forward. And that's when everything allegedly exploded. Sources claim the discussion rapidly escalated into a heated disagreement. Voices reportedly rose. Emotions reportedly boiled over. And both sides allegedly refused to back down. Harry, according to insiders, argued that Britain remained part of who he was.
Part of his identity, part of his history,
part of his future. But Meghan reportedly saw things very differently. She allegedly reminded Harry of everything they had left behind. The controversies, the criticism, the media pressure, the painful memories. According to reports, she had no intention of returning to that environment.
Not now.
Possibly not ever. And then came the moment that allegedly left Harry devastated. A source claimed Meghan delivered a blunt message that immediately changed the atmosphere of the conversation. The reported message? If you want Britain, go without me. Nobody has independently verified that statement. But once it surfaced online, royal fans went into absolute meltdown. Within hours, screenshots of the alleged quote were spreading everywhere. Comment sections exploded. Discussion forums erupted. Thousands of users began debating whether the couple had reached a major crossroads. Some called the alleged remark heartbreaking. Others claimed it revealed deeper problems that had been hidden for years. But the controversy didn't stop there, because shortly afterward, another leak allegedly surfaced. And this one was even more shocking. According to an anonymous insider, Harry was reportedly blindsided by how firmly Meghan rejected the idea. The source claimed he expected resistance. He expected hesitation. But he never expected a complete refusal. That revelation immediately fueled a new wave of speculation. Had Harry underestimated how strongly Meghan felt? Had Meghan underestimated how much Harry missed his old life? And were they now trapped between two completely different visions of the future? As these questions spread across social media, the public became obsessed. Every old interview was re-examined. Every public appearance was analyzed. Every photograph was scrutinized for signs of tension. Then something happened that made the entire situation even worse. A mysterious post allegedly appeared from an account connected to a former royal insider. The post contained only 7 words. 7 words that instantly sent the internet into chaos. One of them is preparing for change. No explanation. No context. No names. Just that cryptic message. Within minutes, theories exploded everywhere. Who was preparing for change? Harry? Meghan? Both of them? Nobody knew. But the timing was impossible to ignore. And suddenly, what looked like a private disagreement was transforming into something much bigger. Something far more serious. Because while the public was still trying to understand what had happened behind closed doors, another shocking development was already beginning to unfold. And this next revelation would send social media into absolute panic. Just when royal watchers thought the situation couldn't become any more dramatic, an entirely new wave of rumors suddenly exploded across the internet. And this time, the story was no longer confined to palace gossip. It was everywhere. Within days of the alleged confrontation, social media platforms became flooded with speculation. Hashtags began trending. Reaction videos started appearing by the hundreds. Royal commentators launched emergency live streams. And millions of viewers found themselves asking the exact same question. What is really happening behind the scenes? Then came the development that changed everything. According to multiple online reports, Harry was allegedly seen holding a series of private discussions connected to future UK-based projects. On its own, that might not have meant much. But combined with the growing rumors about his desire to spend more time in Britain, the timing immediately raised eyebrows. Suddenly, every move Harry made became a headline. Every appearance became evidence. Every silence became suspicious. And the speculation only intensified. One viral social media thread claimed Harry was quietly exploring ways to rebuild connections he had lost over the years. Another claimed he was seeking advice from trusted figures who had known him long before he met Meghan. Neither claim was verified, but that didn't stop the internet from treating them like breaking news. Then came the shocking reveal. An anonymous account claiming to have knowledge of private conversations posted a message that instantly went viral. The post alleged that Harry had become increasingly frustrated with feeling stuck between two worlds. One foot in America, one foot in Britain, belonging fully to neither. The claim spread like wildfire. Thousands shared it. News blogs picked it up. Commentators debated it for hours. And suddenly, a completely different narrative began taking shape. This was no longer being portrayed as a disagreement about travel. This was being portrayed as an identity crisis, a struggle over where Harry truly belonged. Supporters flooded social media with emotional messages. One viral post read, "Harry gave up everything for love. But what happens when love asks you to give up your home too?" That single sentence received hundreds of thousands of interactions. But not everyone agreed. Critics quickly fired back. Another viral post claimed, "He made his choices years ago. You can't rewrite history when reality becomes uncomfortable." The internet was officially divided. And then the celebrity reaction started. Several high-profile commentators entered the conversation. One media personality claimed the situation looked far more serious than people realize. Another suggested that major decisions are being made behind closed doors. Again, no evidence, just speculation. But speculation was now driving the entire story. Every hour brought new theories. Every day brought new rumors. Then came the moment that truly shocked royal watchers. According to one particularly explosive report, a confidential meeting allegedly took place involving people connected to Harry's future charitable projects. Nobody could confirm what was discussed. Nobody knew who attended. But the mere suggestion of secret planning triggered a frenzy. What was being planned? Was Harry preparing for a major announcement? Was he considering a permanent change? Or was something even bigger happening? The mystery deepened when several royal commentators noticed something unusual. Harry and Meghan's public appearances appeared increasingly separate. Not completely. Not enough to prove anything. But enough to fuel endless discussion. Suddenly, every photograph became a source of controversy. Every scheduling decision became a headline. Every public statement became a clue. And then a new insider claim emerged that turned the entire narrative upside down. According to the source, the disagreement was allegedly no longer about Britain. It was about the future of the Sussex brand itself. If true, that changed everything. Because now the stakes weren't just emotional. They were personal, professional, financial, and potentially life-changing. But the most shocking reaction was still to come. Because as the controversy continued spreading across the internet, celebrities, commentators, fans, and critics all began taking sides. And what happened next transformed a private dispute into a global debate. A debate that threatened to spiral completely out of control. By this point, the story had completely escaped the world of royal gossip. It had become a global spectacle, What started as whispers about Harry allegedly wanting to spend more time in Britain was now dominating online discussions across multiple platforms. And the reactions were absolutely explosive. Within hours, social media transformed into a battlefield. Supporters of Harry and supporters of Meghan began clashing in comment sections, live stream chats, and discussion forums. Every new rumor poured gasoline on an already raging fire. One side argued that Harry was simply trying to reconnect with his roots. The other insisted that Meghan had every reason to avoid returning to a place she allegedly associated with years of public scrutiny. The debate quickly became emotional. Then it became personal. And then it became completely uncontrollable. One viral post gained millions of views after claiming, "Harry looks trapped between the life he left behind and the life he built afterward." The comment triggered thousands of replies. Some users agreed. Others accused critics of unfairly blaming Meghan for every problem. The arguments became increasingly intense. Meanwhile, popular royal commentators began releasing daily updates. Every video generated millions of views. Every live stream attracted huge audiences. Every new theory spread faster than the one before it. One commentator dramatically claimed, "This isn't about geography anymore. This is about two people who may no longer want the same future." That statement immediately went viral. And it wasn't the only one. A celebrity blogger posted a message that sent shockwaves through entertainment circles. The blogger claimed that powerful figures in media and business were closely monitoring the situation because any major change in Harry and Meghan's relationship could have enormous consequences for future projects. Again, nobody could verify the claim. But the internet didn't care. The speculation became unstoppable. Soon, major discussion pages began posting polls. The results revealed just how divided the public had become. One poll asked, "Should Harry return to Britain even if Meghan refuses?" Hundreds of thousands participated. The responses were almost evenly split. That alone showed how controversial the situation had become. Then came the celebrity reactions. Several public figures began subtly referencing the drama without mentioning names directly. One television personality posted, "Sometimes people grow together. Sometimes they grow in different directions." That cryptic message immediately sparked fresh rumors. Was it aimed at Harry and Meghan? Or was it unrelated? Nobody knew, but millions speculated anyway. Another influencer posted, "You can love someone and still disagree about where your future belongs." Once again, the internet exploded. Screenshots spread everywhere. Reaction channels analyzed every word. The controversy kept growing. But behind all the noise, one detail continued haunting royal watchers. The possibility that neither side was willing to compromise. That possibility terrified supporters. Because if the reports were true, the disagreement wasn't getting smaller. It was getting bigger, much bigger. And then came a bombshell report that changed the conversation overnight. According to a new anonymous insider, a major decision had allegedly been delayed because the situation behind closed doors remained unresolved. The source refused to provide details. No names, no timeline, no proof. Just one chilling statement. "The next few months will determine everything." That sentence spread across social media like wildfire. Fans immediately began asking the same question. What exactly was about to happen? Was there a secret plan nobody knew about? Was a major announcement being prepared? Or was the situation far more serious than anyone realized? The uncertainty pushed the controversy to an entirely new level. And just when it seemed impossible for the story to become any more dramatic, a final revelation allegedly emerged from behind the scenes. A revelation so shocking that it threatened to rewrite everything the public thought they knew. And if the reports are true, the biggest twist has been hiding in plain sight all along. Just when the public thought they understood the story, a completely different narrative allegedly began emerging behind the scenes. And if even part of it is true, everything we have discussed so far may only be the surface of a much bigger crisis. Because according to one explosive insider claim, the real disagreement was never simply about Britain. It was never just about California. And it was never only about where Harry and Meghan wanted to live. The real battle, according to these reports, Maybe about identity, about control, about the future, and about who gets to decide what comes next. That allegation first surfaced during a late-night discussion among royal commentators. Most viewers didn't pay attention at first. Then one guest made a statement that instantly changed the conversation. The commentator claimed that Harry had allegedly become increasingly frustrated with feeling pulled between two completely different worlds. One world represented everything he left behind. The other represented everything he sacrificed to build. And according to the theory gaining traction online, Harry may now be questioning whether those two worlds can ever truly coexist. The reaction was immediate. Social media exploded. Discussion boards crashed under heavy traffic. Thousands of users began sharing clips of the interview. But then something even stranger happened. Previously claimed to possess insider knowledge suddenly started posting cryptic messages. One message simply read, "The decision has already been made." No explanation, no details, nothing. Yet the post generated millions of views. People immediately began asking the obvious question, what decision? Who made it? And what does it mean? Then came another mysterious message. This one was even more alarming. The public will understand soon enough. Again, there was no proof, no evidence, no context, but the timing was enough to send the internet into a frenzy. Theories multiplied overnight. Some believed Harry was preparing for a major life change. Others believed Meghan had reached a breaking point. And some claimed both were secretly preparing for entirely different futures. Then an alleged source dropped what may have been the most shocking claim of all. According to the source, private discussions about the future had become increasingly difficult because neither side wanted to abandon their vision for what comes next. Harry allegedly wanted one thing. Meghan allegedly wanted another. And neither was willing to surrender. If true, that changes everything. Because disagreements can be solved. Arguments can be repaired. But when two people begin imagining completely different futures, the challenge becomes much greater. And that's where the story takes its most emotional turn. Several commentators began pointing to one uncomfortable possibility. What if nobody is actually the villain? What if this isn't about betrayal? What if this isn't about anger? What if it's simply about two people slowly moving in different directions while trying desperately to convince the world everything is fine? That possibility hit many supporters hard, because it felt believable, painfully believable. Yet before anyone could process that idea, another bombshell rumor surfaced. According to reports spreading online, a major upcoming appearance may reveal more than any official statement ever could. Not through words, not through interviews, not through press releases, but through something much simpler: presence or absence. Royal watchers are now obsessively monitoring every upcoming event, every schedule update, every travel report, every public appearance, looking for clues, searching for answers, trying to determine whether Harry and Meghan will continue presenting a united front, or whether subtle signs of separation will become impossible to ignore. And here's where things become truly fascinating, because several insiders claim the next major appearance could serve as a turning point. Not officially, not publicly, but symbolically. A moment that tells the world more than any carefully crafted statement ever could. If both appear together, many rumors may fade. If they don't, entirely new questions will emerge. Questions that nobody seems prepared to answer. And according to some commentators, there may already be developments taking place behind closed doors that the public knows absolutely nothing about. Developments that could completely reshape the story in the coming months. That is why so many people are watching closely. Because this no longer feels like a temporary controversy. It feels like the beginning of something much larger. Something unresolved. Something unfinished. Something that may only be entering its most dramatic chapter. And if the latest insider whispers are even remotely accurate, the next revelation could arrive sooner than anyone expects. When it does, the headlines could be explosive, the reactions could be unprecedented, and the consequences could change everything. But until that moment arrives, one question continues hanging over the entire story. Is Harry truly ready to return to the life he left behind? And if he is, What happens if Meghan never follows? What a story. If these reports are true, then Prince Harry may be facing the biggest crossroads of his life. A crossroads between the future he built and the past he can never fully leave behind. But now it's your turn to decide. Do you think Harry genuinely wants to return to the United Kingdom? Do you believe Meghan will eventually support that decision? Or do you think the gap between them has simply become too large to ignore? I want to know exactly what you think. Drop your opinion in the comments right now. And don't hold back, because this debate is dividing royal watchers all over the world. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button because it helps more people discover the channel and join the conversation. And if you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking royal update. Because trust me, this story may be far from over. New reports are already beginning to surface. New insider claims are emerging. And the next chapter could be even more shocking than anything we've discussed today. Will Harry make a dramatic move toward Britain? Will Meghan stand her ground? Or is an even bigger surprise waiting just around the corner?
Stay tuned.
Because the next update might change everything.